Cool, cool. All right. So let's start off with what's your name, age, and where you're from.
My name is Justin Kowalik. I'm 23, and I'm from Denton, Texas.
Cool, cool. Okay, so you grew up here. Where did you go to school?
I went to school when I first moved here at McMass Middle School, off the TV over there.
Okay.
And I went to from high school.
Any college?
I go to NCTC.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool.
I go to NCTC Corinth campus.
For what?
History and biology.
So what is it you want to do?
Biomechanical engineering. That's what I plan on going to graduate school for, but I gotta get my basics done first. And then I'll go into the university for that.
So, how were things at the house growing up? Mom, dad, together?
Me and my mom grew up kind of ghetto rich. Like, I don't even want to say we were rich. I never went without, but we didn't live very well at all. When I look back at where we were, we lived in Wichita Falls, Texas, back in 1992 to 95, and it was awful. Like, everywhere we went, and lived at smelled like dog shit and just nastiness.
Yeah.
But my mom always took care of me. I was an only child growing up. I didn't have any brothers and sisters until I was 8 years old. And then, we grew up in a rough neighborhood. My mom and my dad divorced when I was 3 because my dad cheated on my mom. Pretty good reason to me. And he tried to be abusive once, but my mom kind of beat the hell out of him, like through a wall. So
shut that down.
Yeah, that didn't happen again after that. But
Yeah.
so I don't like when guys hit women and stuff like that because of that. My mom instilled that in me because of that, so I have that kind of complex with people.
Did she do martial arts as well?
Yes, she did taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, and she played football in college.
Okay, so yeah, she's not to be messed with.
No. She broke a dude's femur in college. She never lived it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks for that guy.
Yeah, you should have been there today. She cheated on my mom, or my dad cheated on my mom. She punched through a brick wall, grabbed the lady that my dad was cheating on her with by her hair, and pulled her out through the window of the house and onto the lawn, and started beating the hell out of her.
Wow.
Yeah. My mother the entire time has giant shards of glass in her arm.
Yeah.
Didn't care. Kept beating the hell out of that lady.
That's what she did.
Yeah, there were 5 grown men who played football trying to get my mom off this lady. Wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Wasn't happening. They called the police. The police didn't even care. They were like, well, it's her house.
Yeah. So that's what she did.
That lady's technically breaking and entering.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the law right there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, and you said earlier that you have a kid.
Yeah, I have a 4-year-old daughter.
4-year-old daughter. And where'd you and the wife meet?
We actually met at church a long time ago when I was 16 and she was 15.
Were y'all married?
We were very, very close.
Okay.
Like, we were literally torn between having an actual wedding and going up to the courthouse and just signing a piece of paper and saying we were married because we were having financial trouble. This is right after our daughter was born, and we were like, okay, we want to still get married, but how do we do this? And then how do we do this?
Yeah.
Well, life happened, and I ended up deciding that maybe we shouldn't be together. She ended up posing the question to me, do you think we should be together? Her and I were fighting all the time. And I'd say she was doing this because I never yell in front of my daughter. I do not like it. I do not like the way she looks at me when I yell because, I don't know, it scares her when she hears me yell. So I told her, I don't think we should be together, and she kind of she was shocked. But she even told me later, she's like, well, I would have left you anyway. I'm like, well, then why did you act like you were hurt about it? I would have left you anyway. Well, you seemed really upset for somebody who's going to leave somebody anyway. She's like, well, I just didn't think you would confirm. I'm like, oh, well, why ask?
Yeah.
You know? If you didn't think I was going to confirm it, why ask? But she has moved on, had another baby with another guy. Beautiful little girl. Beautiful little girl with this guy. Guy treats her good, apparently. I don't know if they're still together. She doesn't live here anymore. She lives out of town somewhere else. My daughter isn't, like, I'm not barred from seeing my daughter. I've never hurt my daughter. I never did anything, like, terrible. But my daughter is, like,
Does she have main custody?
yeah, she has primary custody, but we haven't gone to court over it yet.
Okay.
Like when we go to court over it, then it'll be finalized. But I'm not gonna fight her because my daughter needs to be around her little sister and be an active little sister with her new sibling, and that's fine with her. I don't care. As long as I still get called daddy and the other motherfucker doesn't.
Yeah. No, definitely.
That's fine. The day that my daughter calls him daddy, then we have a problem because somebody's been saying shit on the other line.
Yeah.
You know, that's like one of those, like, let what's mine be mine. You know, and then everything's okay. I have no jealousy, no qualms. It's good for the most part. Me and her just don't talk.
Yeah. Okay, so the big question: what led to being homeless?
A lot, really. A lot of it was depression. This last year and a half, I ended up dealing with the loss of somebody that I love very much. Two people that I love very much in the same week, actually. A person that after my first daughter's mother and I split up, the first woman that I had ever fallen in love with after her passed away on me, and we were going to get married. We had 2 cars, planned on getting a house. She had a 6-figure job. I had a good job with a salary, and we had plans. Like we were good to go. We were going to get married. She died because of cancer. She had a brain aneurysm and died in her car. Or well, didn't die in her car. She had her brain aneurysm in her car, and she was on her way to my house. Got into a car accident because of it. That put her into a coma, and then they kept her in a medically induced coma. And then she died. She died about 3 to 4 months later.
How long ago was this?
Pretty recently, to my knowledge. But her family doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that her father and I got into an altercation. He's Italian, and I'm not. And they have a lot of money, and I don't. And he decided he was going to start calling her profanities, obscenities in front of me, and because of her choosing somebody who doesn't have money and choosing to live her own life and be a model and a dancer and stuff like that, this is a lifestyle they didn't understand. So because to them, she's supposed to be a girl who marries for money and it's baby machine.
Yeah.
She's okay with having kids, but she's got dreams too. But he was calling her names, and I basically told him if he ever talked to her like that again, that I was going to kill him with my hands.
Yeah.
And he told me, what did you say to me? I said, you heard me. I don't care who you are. Do not talk to her like that again, or I will kill you.
Yeah.
That is my wife, my future wife, fiancée, mother of my children, and your grandchildren. You, of all people, should respect her more than you just did. I said, so we're leaving on that note. Thank you for dinner and goodbye. So, due to this, they don't like me. They didn't tell me a whole lot, you know, after she had been admitted and stuff like that. They just kind of took over.
Yeah.
And then when she died, they tried giving me the money from her life insurance policy. And I told them to shove it up their ass. Because they thought that's what my game was. They told me that I only wanted her money after she died. That's why I stuck around. So I told them, you can take that money, shove it right up your asshole. Yeah. That's pretty much why I'm homeless.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take her life insurance policy, her blood money. I'm broke now. Because and as well, like after I lost her, I went into an emotional spiral where I didn't trust
Talking
anybody.
about that.
Yeah, I didn't trust anybody. I couldn't even be around my baby because I was so sad and upset all the time that my baby knows what I'm like when I'm upset. She goes, "Daddy, why are you sad?"
Yeah.
And she'll walk up to me and, this makes me feel worse. Because I can't explain to her some stuff like that she's not going to understand that.
And you didn't have the money to go see like a doctor or a psychiatrist or someone to talk to about it?
I have nothing like that. I don't have health insurance, dude. I don't have shit. I used to have a 401k.
Yeah.
I don't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
I had to liquidate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that's my dad's now. My dad's got 2 401ks. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but basically downward spiral from that, and then just like when building myself up from that, I started to notice things like the shallowness of people and the complacency from most of the world that they give you when you're like that. When they don't even care what your story is most of the time. Most of the people around you will just stare at you and condescend you with their eyes and their judgments and stuff like that. And it made me honestly kind of want to stay like that for a little bit, because I wanted to know exactly what it's like to have nothing, and then truly build yourself up from that. Because I hear people talk like they have all the time. I don't actually ever really see a whole lot of people do that. Like I don't actually see a whole lot of people really build themselves up from having nothing. And the ones that do, I always see succeed far more later. They always do more later. And I want to be one of those people, rather than one of the people that I see at the soup kitchen. No offense to those people. Like I love a lot of those people, and I have love for people who want help. But a lot of those people do not want help. They want free food and they want free shit because they don't want to work for anything.
Yeah.
Or they're too strung out on their drugs and they need to buy drugs, so they have to get free food. So they budgeted out their food money for drug money.
Yeah.
Being a sober person that's homeless, it's extremely difficult if you have like a real talent that you can use to bust, like music, making things, painting. Yeah. I can do all that stuff. It makes it hard for me to do that stuff though when I have another guy who's a drug addict who's making $80 a day panhandling, not even really offering a service, just begging for money, and he's not actually getting anything out of that money but poison.
Yeah.
And that's the reason, like, I want to be one of those people that's known for coming out of this whole deal that I'm in right now. And trust me, like, I don't even have it as bad as most of these people that I see. Like, I don't even have it as bad as one of my friends that I hang out with right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's got it worse than me, but that's just because he's had a rougher life. Growing up, he had a rough life. Me and my mom lived in, like, ghetto neighborhoods and stuff like that. Yeah. I've always grown up like that. I've always been the only white kid within 5 blocks. But I don't care. It didn't really alter me. It made me who I am. I'm stronger for it. I don't walk around scared of anything. The only thing I've ever had fear for is my daughter. And that's just because I love her. Why wouldn't I fear for my daughter? You know, especially in this world that we're in today where everybody's told that either you amount to what we want you to, or you won't amount to shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't amount to shit, stay the fuck out of our way. And they're told to act like that. Especially young men. Young men are told to act like fools and assholes and douchebags and all for the sake of some sort of glory. Most of them won't even see. They'll have it in high school, and then when they get out, they'll develop some sort of issue, be it drugs, alcohol, sexual abuse, you know, whatever, anything you can list, porn addiction. I mean, anything. They'll develop those things, and then they wonder why they have this empty hole in their chest later in life. And then these people become people you see on the news. They're shooting up places and stuff like that because they were told they were the shit a long time ago, but then they didn't amount to shit, and they wonder why. I think that people need to stop giving themselves too much credit.
Yeah.
Everybody gives themselves entirely too much credit. Their own self-worth is exactly that. Whatever they're worth to themselves. And that's all it is. If you're worth something to somebody else, that's their opinion, that's their point of view, that's their thing. But if you ain't worth anything to anybody, make yourself worth something to yourself.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
So, like, that's my goal. I want to be worth something to myself. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I'm a
It's your
bad,
life,
yeah,
man.
yeah. If I'm a
Nobody's
bad
gonna live
person,
for you but you,
if I'm a bad person because I'm homeless or because I have tattoos or because I wear jewelry, because I have long hair, because I dress a certain way, if I'm a bad person because of those things, then label me as such. Because if that's all it takes to be bad, shit, I've been evil for a long time.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what people look like. And this is to anybody listening to his vlog. If somebody asks you for money, that is your decision to give it to them. If you don't want to give them money, don't. But if you really believe that they need your help, trust me, a lot of the times they would prefer you just at least like say that you wish them well. You know? Like just give them a good graces. A lot of them, they don't want to hear prayer. I know a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't even believe in God. And the ones that do, you know, pray for them. But if you're a Christian person trying to help out a homeless person, the last thing they want to hear is usually prayer. But if you feel like praying for them, give it to them. But I don't know, just help them out without feeling like you're obligated to. You don't have to do anything for anybody.
Yeah.
But just know that any good that you do for somebody will always come back.
Tenfold.
Tenfold.
Oh, yeah.
Tenfold. That's the same thing with bad, though. So that person that could have really needed your help, that you did shun, that can come back on you too, morally. Not like that person's going to come get you later. You might never see that person again, but at the same time, that shun, that cold shoulder that you gave, that will repeat itself upon you.
Actually,
it will come back to you. You will go to reach out to somebody and they'll go,
Yeah.
cold shoulder.
I actually had it's part of why I started all this. So I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but the whole reason that I started getting it going, the other night, I don't know if you know him, I can't remember his name, he's a homeless man, older gentleman, African American descent, just got a bike, he usually hangs out around Fry Street in the square, but he
You
came
talk
up to
like
me-
this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
know who you're talking about.
So he came up to me the other day and he said, you know, hey man, you know, can I get a few dollars? It's $6 to get a piece of pizza. Like, and I don't know why I was having a bad day, and I was like, man, like, you don't have to bullshit me. Like, if you want to go get a fucking beer or something,
Yeah.
you can just tell me. Like, you don't have to fucking lie to me.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you're not going to get a fucking pizza.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm being honest with you. I was like, yeah, okay, man. Like, well, I don't have any money. And like, literally, as I walked back by from the bar, I saw him inside eating pizza, and I felt like shit because I knew where I had been, and I mean, like,
Yeah,
because of how a lot of people are nowadays, you know, and how like corrupt a lot of things are, you forget that, you know, everybody has a story, and everybody has, you know, something they're going through.
Yeah.
You know, whether you feel like you're alone in this world or not, you're not. Like, we're all here
Yeah.
together, and you know, it just ate me up inside. So I saw him the other day. I gave him, like, I don't even know, like $5, $10 or something like that. He needs a bike lock. I told him if he comes back tonight, I'll buy him a bike lock, and I'm gonna try and help him out as much as possible. But it's really why I wanted to start speed tracking this whole thing. So I just want to get going.
He is a good guy. I actually met him a few years back. He's not like a guy I hang out with.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with his cousin, his older cousin. He is cerebral palsy. You ever notice he's kind of off?
Yeah.
He's got cerebral palsy, and his cousin told me that. His cousin used to train me for boxing. Like I was his Golden Glove fighter.
Yeah.
Little white boy Golden Glove fighter. The only person at MLK that was white. Everybody wanted to fight me in that one.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Well, that's how it goes, man.
And then I stayed there for a year, and then nobody wanted to fight me.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's see here. To wrap this up,
Absolutely.
what is your plan?
My plan
Have
right
a
now.
plan to get like out of the situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My plan is right.
I know we were talking about school and biochemistry.
Yeah.
You did biochemistry.
I plan on being a biomechanical engineer for 5 years and then retiring, because that's a job that pays like $800,000 a year.
And for school, just a question: are you using? I know they have. I don't know if they do it in CTC, but I know CCC was doing a program where if you're homeless, they like help you out with school, with your grants and stuff.
Yeah, I already have like scholarships. I'm going to school for free, basically. I don't.
Academic.
Yeah. Like I have good enough scores on my SATs and stuff like that. Like I don't.
Nice.
I'm good.
Nice.
Good. They gave me a lot of money. They gave me 30 grand.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't spend it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Use it for school.
Yeah, exactly. But, well, that's also because a lot of that was student loans. So, well, 15,000 of it was student loans. So,
It'll pay off in the end.
yeah, it'll pay off in the end. But at the same time, like I'm only going to start using student loans when I decide to start building my credit, which will happen after I start living somewhere else.
How much longer do you have left in school?
For basics and stuff like that, 2 more years. Just because I got my GED,
Yeah.
I have to do like
Me too.
2, 3 to 4 years of community college, and then I'll go to university, and then I'll do my graduate school and stuff like that. My hardcore shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my plan right now is before I get all my school squared away and stuff like that, to get off of the road, is to get this job here on the 15th, like at this restaurant down the road from here, and then I already have a second, my first job, which is landscaping. That picks back up in March, and I'll be making $14 an hour and 60 hours a week. 60 hours a week, yeah. And working at that restaurant on weekends. I already informed them that I have another job. I said I'm currently employed with a landscaping company. Like when that picks back up, I'll have to cut my hours here, but I'll let y'all know that now so that y'all can put me on full time before then. And then once I start picking back up at work, then y'all can cut my hours. And then after that, move into a place. But I already have a place lined up, so I'll probably move into my place like around the time that I start working, and then buy a car.
Nice.
Which I have a car as well, lined up. Been spotting this one for about a few months now, and it's $500. Still runs. Just needs a brake line. I'm gonna buy 2 because they're $10
Yeah.
for that car. Like $10 for 2 of them, $5 a pop. Replace them both because if one goes out, it usually means the other one's about to go out.
Yeah.
And then, I'll be pretty good in a minute. Hopefully everything works out, man. I'll be looking forward to it.
You seem like a smart individual, so I got faith in you.
Well, my mama raised me right, so I mean, like I know, like I fell on my ass. I had some shit that happened to me, but like I know for a fact that she would not want me moping and staying in a gutter. Honestly, if she had seen some of the shit that I've been doing for the last year, she'd probably slap the shit out.
Yeah.
So, just knowing that and like coming to that realization in the last couple months, and really kind of shutting out the idea of feeling alone, because I know I'm not. Like, I know I have friends that are waiting for me. They just want to see me do better. So I'm gonna do better and get better. And when people like you walk up to me, it's a breath of fresh air. Somebody who has actually been there, knows what it's like, but is still willing to give somebody that air to talk about it, because you can't talk about it with everybody. Nobody's gonna get it. You're gonna walk up to somebody, try to tell them about it, and they're gonna go, "Oh, that's just an excuse. Oh, well, you should have just done this. Oh, well, yeah, because it's so easy for you, because you've been through that, right?" How many people do you know that have been through the exact same thing you have?
Not many.
Not many. I have plenty of people that have similar.
Yeah.
never anybody that has the say. Never anybody.
And man, that's the thing. Like that's part of the reason I've been doing this thing. Because over the years, I've had a lot of people come up to me and they're like, "Well, why didn't you just get a job? Why didn't you do this?" And I'm like, you know how hard it is to get a job when you don't have a place to shower,
Yeah,
clean yourself,
up.
You don't have a change of clothes.
I shaved in Jupiter House.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I shaved in this coffee shop over here.
There's a lot more to it.
It's hard to get a job.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a job. I know people that work here.
Yeah.
I know people that work next door. I can't get a job there.
Yeah.
But it ain't because they don't want me to work there. All my friends are like, oh yeah, I can get you a job.
Yeah.
But when the management comes down and sees me, and I'm looking scruffy, wearing all black, because it's the only thing that keeps me warm,
Yeah.
wearing 3 shirts, dirty pants, they're gonna look at me and go, sorry, we're all fools.
Yeah.
3 help wanted signs on the front.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It does benefit oneself to stay cleaner in appearance while you're homeless, but I do know that that's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to get across town to the Salvation Army to go take a shower.
Yeah.
It's hard to get back to the Salvation Army later at 6:30 sharp just to get a plate to eat before 7.
Yeah.
It don't start at 6, it starts at 6:30. That's 30 minutes. That ain't a lot of time. That's like you got to get everybody in line and then eat and then go.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to do all of those things. I know it's hard to just have to plan out your day when you can't even drive anywhere. When you can't drive anywhere, you can't take the bus most of these places that some of these people have to go. You can take the bus a lot of places, but never exactly where you need to be. And you can take your bike, but that's dangerous sometimes. You could die.
Yeah.
There's bike trails, but not everywhere.
That's very true.
And walking's even more dangerous.
Yeah.
You got people, like, in this town, you'd think people would be more courteous, wouldn't you? But they...
Especially because it's supposed to be a mini Austin.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be a mini Austin. You think people would be more courteous, but I see people damn near running over small children in the streets.
Yeah.
And, like, I almost saw a little kid get ran over a couple days ago, and I was appalled. I was like, really? That person didn't even slow down after they went around that corner. Like, oh yeah, and see the thing is, being a person who sits outside all day, I notice shit like that.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just standing there going, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, did y'all not just see that little bitty child almost get ran the fuck over?
Yeah.
Had that happened, you all would have cried. I almost cried because I thought it was gonna happen. And it's stuff like that, for instance. They never know until they're there. I never knew. I used to look down on homeless people. When I was younger, when I was 15, I was like, oh, I ain't never gonna be able to do shit. So here I am. Lo and behold. But I won't be here for long.
You won't.
I don't know, I like to think I have too much ambition for that. Like, I have too much on my plate for me to ignore it, you know?
Yeah.
I can't just take my plate and go, no, I'm gonna put that over there for later. I don't want to do that.
No, this is the time to really, fight and show what you got.
Yeah.
It's gonna get you out.
Well, absolutely, and it's going to show a lot of people a lot of things, and then when those people are shown those things and you feel the need to come up to me and try to talk to me, I can ignore them.
Yeah. You can choose to do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. I can choose my friends at that point in time instead of my friends choosing me, which I think is shitty, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That some of your friends will choose you instead of you being able to pick your friends.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody who says they're your friend initially never stays your friend. They always try to find their way out or anything like that. Same thing with dating. I've found that out too.
Oh yeah.
I've also seen it happen a lot. Not necessarily just with me, a lot of people.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right.
We about wrapped up here?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Basically, all I have left to say is this is the first interview I've done. Justin, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for your story, and I just want to tell everybody that everybody you see is no different than you. We all have a story. We all have something we're going through. So next time you see that person on the street who's asking you for something, or sticking a hand out. Just lend a hand, and if you do get a second, just take the time to talk to them. And just give them the courtesy of and the respect to show them that they're a human being just like you and me. That's all I got for today.